Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on subtraction of whole numbers. Over the years, a number of strategies have been used when we are dealing with subtraction. The most popular method, which is currently used in primary schools, involves trading and is known as the decomposition method. Our first example here is a very basic one. It doesn't require any trading at all. We have 78 minus or take away 36. We start from the right hand side. 8 take away 6 is 2 and 7 take away 3 is 4, so the answer is 42. Example 2 requires trading. So what happens here, you remember the first column here is the units column or the ones column, and the second column is the tens column. So 2 take away 5, that won't work, so all we do, we trade, which means that from the tens column, which is this one, we borrow 110. That's 110 there. Now, because we've taken 110 away, that is no longer 7 tens, it is only 6 tens. And that's basically how it works. So now, in the first column we have 12, because that's 110 and a 2. 12 take away 5 is 7. 6 take away 3 is 3, so the answer is 37. Now look at this little neat bit of working I've done here, which is really checking whether we've done the right thing. We are going to check whether this working up the top for this number here actually works out to be 72. Because all the trading we've done, we have to make sure that we still have 72 up here. So let's have a look. This 6 is in the tens column, and basically that's a 0 there, so make that 60. Now here, this 1, because we borrowed it from the tens column, that's actually a 10, plus 2, that's 12. So if we add 60 and 12, we get 72, so it's exactly the same number, so we've done the correct trading. Example 3, 90 take away 27. 0 take away 7 doesn't work, so we trade. We trade, so we put 1 here from the tens column. Because we've taken 1 away, that now becomes an 8, so we cross the 9 off and that becomes 8. 10 take away 7 is 3. 8 take away 2 is 6, so the answer is 63. Let's check that the trading is correct, because we have to make sure that the value up here after we've done the trading is actually 90. There's 80, which is there. That's a 10, and that's a 0. So altogether you've got 10. 80 plus 10 is 90, so we've done the correct trading. Example 3. 8 take away 6 is 2, that works. 3 take away 5 doesn't work, so we trade. So we make that a 1. Now that one actually is taken from here, it's taken from there, so that's actually a 100 because it's taken from there. It's taken from the third column, see? So we cross off the 7 and make it a 6. 8 take away 6 is 2, 13 take away 5 is 8, 6 take away 2 is 4. And I'll just do this for the final time just to make sure we understand what's happening. We have to make sure that after the trading we still have 738. So there's a 6 with 2 zeros. 600. This here is 13 tens because that 13 is in the 10 column. Now we know that 13 tens is 130. This 8, that's just 8 units. We add all that together and we get 738, and that's the number we started with. So our trading was correct. 905 take away 456. 5 take away 6 we can't do, so we trade. Here's 110. We cross the 0. Whenever you have a 0 and you cross it off, you make that a 9. Okay, you make that a 9. And basically, we have to, whenever you do that, you have to go to the next column and you cross that off and you make it an 8. So anytime you cross a 0 off, and that becomes a 9, okay, you've actually traded from this column here, so we cross that off and make it an 8. Now we can prove that everything is correct. Let's do the subtraction first. 15 take away 6 is 9, 9 take away 5 is 4, and 8 take away 4 is 4. So the answer is 449. Now let's check that after we've done our trading, this is in fact 905. This is an 800, so we put that there. This 9 is actually 90, of course it's 9 tens, so we put that there, and that's 15. 800 plus 90 plus 15 is 905, so the trading is correct. 74,302 minus 36,827. If you go through that very, very carefully, we'll do this one in a little bit of detail. 2 take away 7 we can't do, so we trade, so that's a 1. We cross that off and make it a 9. Now remember, whenever we cross a 0 off and make it a 9, we have to go to the next column because we've traded. So that becomes a 2. That becomes a 2 there. But 2 take away 8 we can't do, so we trade, so we bring 1 from there and take it across. So that 4 becomes a 3. 3 take away 6 we can't do, so we trade. We bring 1 from there to make that 13. And we cross that off and make it a 6. 12 take away 7 gives us 5. 9 take away 2 gives us 7. 12 take away 8 gives us 4. 13 take away 6 is 7. And 6 take away 3 is 3. Let's check that this is correct. That the number up the top is actually 74,302. This 6 is a 6 with 4 zeros. There it is. That 13 is actually a 13 with 3 zeros. So it's actually 13,000. That 12, that's a 12 with 2 zeros. So that's 1,200. That's a 9 with 1 zero, which is 90, and that's 12. When you add all that up, add that up very carefully, it becomes 74,302. So the trading we've done is correct. In a similar fashion here, note there are a lot of zeros here, so remember, when we trade, we make that a 9. We cross that off, we have to go to the next column, and again we trade, and we keep trading until we get to the last one, and that 7 becomes a 6. And you'll see the working here. We check each column. A 6 with 4 zeros, a 9 with 3 zeros, a 9 with 2 zeros, a 9 with 1 zero, and a 10. And when you add all that up, that becomes 70,000, which is what we started with. So when we do the subtraction, we get this answer here. Example 7. This is a problem. A successful manufacturing company made $243,154 gross profit in the financial year. If the company paid $57,689 in tax, what was the net income? Just follow the same pattern. Trade when you need to, and when you trade from the column next to it, you cross it off and reduce the number by 1. Keep trading till you get to the end. Do your subtraction. This checks whether you've done the right thing. We always have to check that after the trading, we actually end up with this original number that we started with, and here we have. So I'll leave you to go through that very carefully by yourself. So here is the answer to the problem. Example 8. During a calendar year, 675,342 tourists came to country A, and 693,201 visited country B. What is the difference between the two numbers? Exactly the same thing. You do your trading as you have to, going right along, and you stop when you don't need to do any more trading. You double check that 693,201 is this answer here after you've done all your trading. So take your time and you will see this 6, for example. See that 6? That's a 6 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. There it is there. See that 8? That's an 8 with 4 zeros, and so on. Add all those up and you'll see it's the same number. And when you do your subtraction, you'll get that answer. So take your time looking at those, because if you're just learning how to do this, go very, very slowly, do your double checking, and after a while it will become very straightforward.